Okay, everyone. Janice here from Let's Resin and Craft. Massive welcome to all of you. So it's Bloom Day again today. Why? Because I hit a little bit of a disaster. And so this is going to be a really good lesson, I think, for everyone that is really struggling with their blooms. Now, you all know that I've done so many blooms and I've always been mostly happy with them. And my little process was always mixing my resin for 5 minutes and then letting it stand for 17 minutes, which would always take me up to the temperature of about 35, 36 degrees Celsius. So I did a bloom the other day and, I just merrily went on my way, did my normal process, and the bloom was a complete flop. It ended up in the trash. And I just kind of sat and I thought, like, what went wrong? And I realized that we've gone into autumn now. So over on your side, you're probably going into summer. And from having air conditioners on and like really hot days, we've now gone to much cooler days where we're sitting with light cardigans on. And I realized that this had affected my resin. So today I want to now redo my bloom, and I'm going to use my thermometer as well. So because I knew I always left it for 17 minutes, I didn't use my thermometer. So I want to just do an experiment today and see how long it's going to get me to 35, 36 degrees, which is good for my resin. So your resin might even go up higher. And like I've always said, I did a video a while back where I said take 3 small coasters and put one for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 25 minutes, and see which one suits your resin. Now I've got my resin, it's pre-mixed. The clock is already on 15 minutes. Now normally I'd be getting ready to pour my resin in to my mold, and that's not going to happen because my resin is still cool. So today I'm going to use my thermometer and I'm going to keep checking to see how long it's got to stand. It's an ordinary thermometer that I use. It would be in your medicine chest. I use this one just for resin. And we're going to see how long my resin has to stand now before it'll reach my temperature. So somebody has asked me to do a whole lot of coasters for them. They want to do a really, really big, they've got a huge veranda and they want to do a massive big wind chime. So it's not really going to make a noise, but it's going to kind of be more for decoration. She's not sure if she wants it clear or with a backing. So we eventually did settle on black, but I just used paper to put as a backing so you could see the difference. So I have got I've just got my white pigment paste, which is an ocean white. I'm using this because it's nearly finished. You can use any white pigment paste. And I'm going to start preparing my white for my petals now. So you can see I only put a little bit on. And I add some of my resin to it, and it's probably about half full. And then I mix that in really well. I'm not putting it in a piping bag today. I'm going to do it freehand. And then I'm just going to let that stand as well. And then I'll keep checking my resin. But I'm going to use my thermometer as well and not just take it for granted. So for all of you that are struggling, you know what, the temperature affects your resin. You've just got to, I think probably my best advice is, you know what, use a thermometer and let your resin get up to a decent temperature, because the weather definitely affects the timing of your resin. So I've got my alcohol inks. I've got a brilliant red and I've got a pink. And I'm going to test the resin again. Okay, so you can see there, I'm on 24 minutes. And my resin has now reached 35.5. So that is a massive difference from 17 minutes. So I've poured it into my mold now. And the reason you've got to get your temperature up to a good heat is because as my resin is cooling down now, it starts pulling towards the center. And that is what's going to form your bloom. Now, the one thing I forgot to do, especially with this mold, is I never went around the side and removed any of the air bubbles. So there is a few bubbles on the side that it's too late now. I can't remove them. So I normally just take my silicone pen and I go around the edge of the mold and just loosen any of the bubbles that are clinging to the side, which I forgot to do. And then what I'm doing is I'm using the back of a paintbrush. I just like, I find it the easiest to use. I've used a stick before and I sometimes do use a stick, but I really like, I just find that I just have a lot more control by using the back of my paintbrush. And then I'm just doing little petals right up to the edge of my mold. I want quite a big bloom. I'm going to speed this up just so that you don't have to sit and watch me going right up to the edge, which will be quite monotonous. And then I just left it overnight to cure. So this is the next day. It is still a little bit soft, but I'm not too worried about it. Now, I haven't put it back in because she wasn't sure what she wants on the back. So what I did, I just used white cardboard and I used some black cardboard so you could just see the difference. She did settle on the black and it's not a problem. We did that afterwards. So, but I was quite happy with the bloom. It looks nice. It's got lots of petals. It's spread nicely. And you'll see the difference with the different colors. So that's what it looks like with the white. And then I put some black cardboard on the back as well. So yeah, I hope that you've enjoyed that. But that was a massive difference from standing from 17 minutes to now 25 minutes with the weather change. So it's a good lesson for all of us. You know, you can't set things in stone. The weather outside, the temperature in your room, everything makes a difference to your blooms. So yeah, just carry on experimenting if you are struggling, and I feel for you. I know what it's like. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next video.